Aloha Ilima, thank you for the time. This flyweight division is absolutely filled with killers right now. Super exciting if you ask me. And you, Ilima, were the one to build it all up and dominate it in spectacular fashion. That has to make you proud, right?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Thank you for the greeting, by the way. Aloha to you. And yeah, it does make me feel good to see our division growing, and we're steadily adding more and more talent. And it's already a deep ass division, with some of the best in the world. So yeah, super grateful to be part of that first wave.
Bruna is pretty young for this division, and she had a couple of very close fights inside the Bellator cage. What do you make of her style, and how do you think she's going to approach the fight with you on Friday night?
Yeah, I didn't realize she was so young because I just remember her being part of the first wave that got signed to the division, like right around my time. So, I always considered her one of the OGs of Bellator's flyweight division. But yeah, I didn't realize that she was a lot younger. So that just kind of shows, really talented, young and hungry. She was around the same age I was when I was going for the belt and everything. So I know she has that drive. And I know that, coming into this fight, she has that drive to prove that, she belongs with the top of the division if she can take out the former queen. So I think she's going to come into the fight, pretty strategic, honestly, because so far all the fights that I have lost, the two fights that I've lost, it was really strategic fights on my opponent's part. They stayed on the outside. They stayed out of, any grappling or they tried to stay out of grappling situations with myself and just really worked on nullifying my submission game. So I think Bruna is going to be very well prepared for my style, and she's going to be very strategic for this fight.
I wanted to stick with those two losses for a second. Do you also get a little bit of the feeling that people are being a bit too dramatic about your last two fights? It's not like you got finished, and also you didn't really took a lot of damage in both those fights either.
Yeah, I mean, besides breaking my nose and splitting open my eyebrow in the Velasquez fight, the eyebrow was from the cage, but the nose was from her flying knee. Yeah, aside from that, and then in the Justine fight, besides having to get wheeled out of the arena and a neck brace and a stretcher, I didn't take that much damage. You're correct. But yeah, like you said, like even with one arm in my last fight, I was able to finish the fight. And even with, a broken nose, I just walked through that flying knee. I was able to finish the fight. So like you said, yeah, I mean, whatever's. I got 2 losses on my record, boo-hoo. And yeah, I'm hard to finish. So I think if anything, that actually kind of just showed everybody that, yeah, I can walk through a lot of, I can walk through a flying knee and still swing. I can walk through, again, having one arm and still knock you down with it. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really care that I lost those last 2. I think the people that are making it a big deal, their opinion doesn't really matter.
I'm sorry that I missed that. You spoke about maybe wanting to retire if your contract is finished, which made me very sad. Is that still depending on upcoming results, or did you already make your mind up? And would you still do something within the sport of MMA when you walk away from the cage? Because you are great on the desk and the broadcast as well.
Thank you. I would love to continue my journey with Bellator, whether that's in or outside of the cage. Well, preferably, like you said, I want to say I have my mind made up about retiring after my contract is done. And you see fighters retire all the time and then they come back. So I don't want to say my fighting career is done for good, but I just think that for the time being, I need a break. And like I said, I would love to continue my journey with Bellator even after, I'm done inside the cage. I really enjoy, being behind the desk, being on the mic, being behind the camera, or in front of the camera rather. And so, yeah, if there's a place for me, then let's do it, Bellator, wink, wink.
Let's do it. I cannot wait to see you perform again. Good luck on Fight Night, Ilima.
Mahalo.
Tyler?
How are you doing? Just a couple questions here. So your second most in submission wins in Bellator history. Does that make you want to get that submission a little bit more, or is it just kind of however you win the fight is how you win?
So, who's number one? Do you know?
I think you're tied with Michael Chandler and Naaman Gracie. So both of you guys could get a submission and stay tied.
Let's go. Okay, so you said that we're second. We're in second for most submissions.
I think so. Yeah,
Okay,
according to.
I think actually number one is Goichi. Yeah,
I think you're correct.
Okay, well that's cool. At least I have the most submissions out of the women. But yes, I'm always looking for the submission finish. You know, I got to represent my 10th planet jiu-jitsu style. My master sensei, Eddie Bravo, and my head coach, Richie Boogeyman Martinez. You know, I'm always repping 10th Planet Freak family. So, yeah, I'm going for the submission. And, I always like to beat out guys, too. So, Neiman, me and you, we're on the hunt right now. If we can get a submission in our fight on Friday, then, yeah, we'll be beating the other one.
That's fantastic. And also just give a little insight on how your camp was.
Camp was interesting. This was the fastest turnaround that I've had ever, pretty much in my entire career. And a part of me wants to say it backfired on me because I was so amped up to go, you know, from being off a year and a half from the surgery. I was super amped up for the Hawaii fight. And then when I lost that one, then I was even more amped up to get into the cage because, you know, I wanted to fight. You know, I wanted to redeem myself, so to speak. And I think in a way it kind of backfired because my body still needed to heal from the trauma of the fight and everything. My neck needed to heal, my knee needed to heal. But I was so concerned about just getting back in there. But with that said, I think it went as good as it could have been given the circumstances of like my physical health. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have, I don't want to say setbacks, but there's gonna be like hindrances throughout camp just because of, you know, again, my my knee, my neck, all that stuff. So camp was okay. It wasn't like my other camps though. It was definitely, I couldn't do as much.
Thank you so much and good luck on your fight.
Thank you.
Dylan?
Hey there, I appreciate you making some time.
Hi, Dylan.
I'm just curious because like earlier on your analyst work had been mentioned and obviously you're squarely focused on your own fight, but is there like a peripheral awareness to like the ranked contender fight between Deanna Bennett and Justine Kish on the same card?
Oh yeah, I'm actually a huge women's MMA fan anyway. So like, regardless if they were in my division or regardless if I had fought them or could fight them in the future, I would be stoked to watch their fight. I watch all the women's fights on the Bellator cards just because I'm a big women's MMA fan. But yeah, they're definitely, I was excited to see them that they were on their card. I think that's a really good rematch to have, especially because Justine did beat me. And so, you know, she threw her name back there into the title contention. I think Deanna has always been up there as a title contender, you know, despite her not making weight for the majority of her Bellator appearances. She's still up there. I think she's still one of the top in the division for sure. So I think that a win, whichever one of these ladies wins, can definitely make the argument for a title shot. So yeah, with that said, they were definitely on my peripheral when I saw that they were on the card, and that's not just as, you know, the fact that will probably fight one of them in the future, just the fact that I'm a huge women's MMA fan.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, great fight for sure. But one last thing I wanted to touch on. So I saw your Instagram post that you just dropped there, and you were talking about how much you enjoyed the new look there and like supporting, you know, Native artists and stuff like that. Can you speak to the importance of that to you? Because I think it's really cool.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people think it's kind of random that I'm fighting in South Dakota, but when I was offered this opportunity, I was like, hell yes, Indian country, baby. Those are like all my relatives out there. So yeah, we are on Indian land right now. And so I just wanted to tribute and honor all of them this week and, pay tribute to all the Native artists and businesses, Native owned businesses. Throughout Turtle Island and Indian country. So I'm wearing some of them right now as we speak. You'll see me wearing them in the weigh-ins. You saw them, I was wearing them during my photo shoot. So again, I think it's just really important to honor the original occupants of this land. And yeah, well, bila to all our relatives that allowed us to be here.
For sure. Super appreciate the insights. Thanks so much.
Mahalo.
Eddie?
Hi, Eddie Law, Cage Side Press. Your walkout at Bellator 279 in Hawaii was incredible. I mean, you were right in the middle of it. How did that make you feel? Because just watching it on television was incredible and amazing. How did you feel walking out to that?
That was the most amped up I've ever been in a walkout. I don't know if you could see my face in it, but I said, LFG. And that's the first time I've ever yelled or screamed during a walkout, really. So you could tell I was super amped up. The crowd was amazing. Every year my walkouts in Hawaii I feel like, more and more intense. And I'm always like, all right, how can I top the last one? How can I top the last one? But they're all very special in their own way. They all have different meanings. And, yeah, I'm also going to have I didn't even clear it with Bellator yet, but I'm planning on having a walkout this Friday. I just got to get it okayed with the production side. But yeah, this Friday's walkout is going to be really special too.
And are you looking to hopefully fight once more in Hawaii before you call it a day and join the analyst desk?
Well, if all goes well, ideally, I would like to retire in Hawaii. I don't think there's any other option to retire than in Hawaii. And so that would be the ideal option. But we'll see what Bellator has planned.
All right, thanks so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.